Hi, this is the Utah Defender, and I want to go over everything now that I found out that the reason that Taylor Jacobson pushed Chase Ellen back in the car after they told him to get out was so that he would not show his hands. That was very devious, and that is terrible that he did that. And if Chase Ellen would have had a gun, and this was all done simultaneously when Justin Butcher said, gun, gun, gun. They never found the gun. There's no picture of a gun. Taylor Jacobson would have never came out of that car alive. He would have been dead. This is not about officer safety. This is about killing our children. This is about citizen safety. And you people who are in Davis County need to listen to this and watch the videos. And the back headshot by Kyle Carey was done purposely to make sure that Chase Ellen never got out of the car and stood up. Even though at the beginning they said they were going to break his window and make him come out. So Chase Ellen is shown opening his car door and stepping his foot out to comply with the police. And again, Taylor Jacobson, the devious, terrible person, knew they were going to kill him and pushes him back in the vehicle because he goes, whoops, oh, we can't let him do that because then his hands will be empty. He has no gun. We know he has no gun from the very beginning of this whole thing. But the deviousness is the fact that they knew that Kyle Carey, they knew everything about this family, and they did everything to ruin their lives, to go after their house, after the mother, after the father, after the son, after the daughter. They were hunting them on the streets. We proved that. We strongly believe it points to the fact that there was a GPS in his car when Justin Butcher goes, I need backup. And this was on the tapes before the guy in the same dispatch calls goes, I'm right behind you. They knew he was coming up the street. They waited for him. They knew that he carried a gun. And that was going to be the reason, the justification, they shot Chase Ellen like they did. And so they did murder him. But again, you know there was no gun taken out by Chase Ellen because when you see the photographs that I did of the seat and where the gun was displayed, purposely put there by the Farmington Police Department to cover their rear ends, that there was a gun involved. And they never, what the chief doesn't tell you in his dog and pony show down there in his station to the news media, is that Chase Allen never had a gun in his hand. He could have never dropped a gun out of his hand. And that gun was Chase Allen's, but it was back between the seat and the center console, period. And Taylor Jacobson, after he tells him to get out, why did he push him back in the car? Because they didn't want him to get out of the car to show his hands that he had no gun whatsoever. And you know that Taylor Jacobson today would be dead if he would have, if Chase Allen would have had a gun. He would have shot him point blank in his face. That never happened. And to ensure, when Chase Allen got out of his car, Taylor Jacobson went, whoops, because that wasn't part of the plan. They never thought that he would get out of his car, open the door, and get out. And when Taylor Jacobson saw that, that's why he bum rushed him. And that, at the same time, when the door was open, Justin Butcher rolled down the window. That was a signal for Kyle Carey to take his gun and put it right at the back of the head of Chase Allen and murder him, to assassinate him. And they say the district attorney for Davis County, Troy Rollins, you people need to get rid of him, and fast, because he justifies the fact that he goes, just because a person, we know, the police know that he has a gun and he's in possession of that gun, gives us the right to murder him, to shoot him. We don't have to wait for bullets to be shot at us. We just on those two principles. Look, if you talk to all Chase Allen's friends and look at his transcript, and if he has any type of criminal record, He's not a violent person. He was never a violent person. He was exercising his Second Amendment rights and was murdered because of it. They knew he carried a gun. They said, this is the one we're going to single out and murder this family member of the Allen family. And that's what was going on when you see Taylor Jacobson. I don't know how he walks around. He knows he murdered someone. And we proved that Justin Butcher, from where he was, could never have seen a gun when he yelled, gun, gun, gun. All the body cameras were manipulated because you never saw, which shows that they were manipulated, is because you never saw Kyle Carey do that assassination shot. That would have been a great thing for the chief to show, because it would show how guilty he was, and everybody in Davis County within an hour would all be on the phone saying, I can't believe that they assassinated shot one of us. And that's what they did. But notice that was omitted out of the conference. And then Eric Johnson had the balls to go, well, you see what I see. Look, he manipulated all the cameras. We prove it by just that one little bit of footage. And Chase Allen never had a gun because he would have shot point blank at Taylor Jacobson. They couldn't afford to have him come out of the car with both his hands. And again, Justin Butcher never saw a gun from where he was standing when he yelled, gun, gun. Look at the video. Slow him down. You do it. Do your own investigation. And then you're going to find out that the district attorney lied. We expect him to tell the truth. And he lied. They said that they murdered him because he had a gun. And because he was in control of that gun, they had the right to shoot him. Bull crap. Can you imagine that? That justification for your child? No, you cannot. This is how terrible these people were. They had no justification. They were butthurt that this family was making inroads to prove their point. You didn't need a driver's license to drive or a license plate on your car. But no, no, they weren't going to have it, because across America, they would lose billions of dollars in revenue from license plates. And the Supreme Court's already ruled that you have the right to travel freely. And for you that don't know, license plates were started in 1930, and they were for commercial vehicles. And rather than explain to citizens that they didn't need one, they go, we'll have everybody have license plates. That's how we got license plates. And we all are obedient. We go up and we pay for those license plates. And there's 4 types of citizenship that you don't know about. And when Justin Butcher, they say that he didn't comply, he complied with everything he said. Everything. He gave us his passport, a U.S. passport is what he gave him. And it had his picture in it. And Justin Butcher could have looked at it, known it was for real, and ran his name and his date of birth, and found out that that was Chase Allen. But he didn't do that because that was not part of the plan. You got to ignore Troy Rawlinson saying they had the right to shoot him because he had a gun in his control. Really? 85,000 Utahns have guns. They carry them every day. So does that mean the police can kill every one of them and murder them? Are you kidding me? That's what he's saying. Get a grip and realize that. This was a murder, and it was given the blessing by Troy Rawlins because the cops were afraid. They were afraid for their lives. What about Chase Allen's life? Who's going to stand up for Chase Allen now that he's dead and say, you took my life? I had a great life ahead of me, and you took me from my mother and father and my sister. He was a human being. And Troy Rawlins illegally arrested him in his court without a warrant, and we have a sheriff that says that. Now, I know this is all stuff I said before, but I'm trying to make it more and more condensed and really bring out the fact that the investigation by the OCIC investigators is bull crap. It's no better than the paper that was written on. They lied. They also said they lost the car, his cell phone, and his gun. Why would they lose the cell phone? Because it would tell the story of Chase Allen inside the car and show that he never had a gun in his hands. When the police chief tries to make a big deal that the cell phone went from the left hand to the right hand, who cares? Chase Allen was lifting up his rear end to undo the seatbelt. And he was getting out of the car. But no, Taylor Jacobson has to bum rush him because he doesn't want him to get out and show that he has no gun in his hands. That's what was going on. This was a planned murder. And you don't get 6 police officers showing up in 3 minutes. They were there probably, I think, in probably maybe 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Because you can see the police cars coming down the street and look at the timer on the videos. And these police officers all had planned. They had training. No one ever gave them any instructions where to stand, put your gloves on. And they showed up and they had this whole plan. And you can see them put themselves where they were trained to do it around the car and then open fire at the sound of Chase Allen, Justin Butcher going, gun, gun, gun. And again, he couldn't have seen him from the vantage point. Look at the videos. Utah Cop Watch has videos where he says, where's these body cams? They had so many people looking in that vehicle that we don't even have the footage. We should be able to see what was going on. So why did the chief tell everybody to turn their camera off in 6 minutes? Because it was a planned, orchestrated murder, and you can get more information that of a bad shooting after the shooting. People are going to talk, and they might say, why did we shoot him? I never saw him with the gun. Where were you? What happened to you? They say things that'll incriminate him. And yet, this is how the police chief, Eric Johnson, covered his tracks by having them turn off their body cams. And legally, they're supposed to stay and have their body cams on until they leave that area. Just like when Justin Butcher went across the street and talked to Kelly, and there was a thing, turn off your cams, and he turns it off. He was still there on site. He didn't have the right to turn that camera off, but yet he did it. There are so many things, and if they're not in the report, it'll prove that they lied about the death of Chase Allen, that this wasn't a traffic stop about a license plate. But Troy Rollins wants to make it out about officer safety, about all the coward, chicken shit police officers that show up and join in murdering Chase Allen. That's all it is, period. And there's so many things, interactions with the police and the sheriff in Davis County, that somebody either on the city council, the mayor, John Carl Inchowski, who was getting letters about sovereign citizens and constitutionalists, he hated them. So when Chase Allen showed up in his court to defend his mother, he had him arrested in the court without a warrant, period. That is an execution of a citizen, one of us. So I hope that you watch this video, you take these points, and then when the investigation comes out, and I'm going to tell you, I've gone to 4 different people to get where's the car, where's the gun, where's the cell phone, and they've done everything not to give it to me. So I've written the proper authorities to put a fire underneath of them to get that information. And then I'm going to rip them a new ass when I go through that report, that investigation. And we're going to make sure that everybody that did that investigation or signed their name to it are prosecuted in court, in a court of law. So again, I'm here in the hospital. I care so much that I had a heart attack about this stuff. There's the monitor. There's my nurse. I don't want her to look. And I'm in the hospital because I had a heart attack over this. So I hope you watch this. I hope you leave your comments. I hope you like the video. Put a like. Really like to hear your comments on this. I know I'm beating it to death, but I wanted you to know I'm willing to put my life out there to help Chase Allen because no one can speak for him. And he was one of us, and these police officers murdered him in cold blood, period. Thank you for your time. God bless you, and peace be with your whole family.